In this video, we are going to review the single leg hip thrust. So once again, this is a posterior chain strengthening exercise, good for the hamstrings, the glutes, and lower back, but primarily hip focused, all right? And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna move to the ground. So I'm gonna have a seat down here on the floor next to my bench. And I wanna make sure that my sit bones are pretty much dropped down straight from the bench onto the floor. Then I'm gonna bend my knees. I'm gonna come back here. I'm going to take my weights. Should I choose to use them, I would lay them in my hips, but in this case what we'll do is we'll start off by lifting up all the way into our hip thrust here first. Then I'm going to release my right leg. I'm going to lower down and back up. One of the things we want to try to do here is make sure that your hips are level and parallel. So drop, driving into the heel, and then lowering back to the ground. Okay? So that's our single leg hip thrust without resistance. We could also incorporate holding dumbbells here inside. So I'm going to start off with both feet once again on the ground. I'm going to lift up and drive up. From this position, lift one leg, lower in, hip thrust up, lower in, hip thrust up. So that's with or without dumbbells. If you do not have a bench to work with, once again, we can repeat that drill, but simply on the floor with a hip thrust or bridge type drill. So without the weights, off to the side. I'm going to begin here, both feet on the ground. First time, making sure that I get the hips up nice and tight. Then I'm going to release one foot, tuck it up, release to the ground and back up. Hold for a second. Make sure we're tight here in the glutes, and then release. Should you care to, you could also add extra resistance here. So once again, this leg up, take a breath in, hip thrust up, hold, making sure we're driving effort into the heel of the foot and your glutes, and then releasing to the ground. So that is our single leg hip thruster.